Congressman Turner, thank you for speaking with CBS News. The CEO of TikTok has just testified that there's a firewall that prevents unauthorized foreign access to American user data. Your reaction?
Well, it's not believable, Catherine. What we know is, companies that are controlled by China and are of course, controlled by the Communist Party in China. And, legally, there's no division as there is in our country between government and commerce. This really is something that everyone should be concerned about, because whenever they download the TikTok app, they are surrendering access to data and information that could go right into the hands of the Communist Party in China.
Can TikTok take any steps that will resolve your national security concerns?
I think it pretty much has to be the divestment for my concerns to be addressed.
Are you saying the sale of TikTok would be enough to satisfy your national security concerns?
Well, it depends, of course, as to who it has control. And then in that, there certainly have to be concerns of looking at data privacy, how they're restructuring, how they're going to be employing algorithms. But basically, the issue is control. Divestment satisfies the issue of control, and I think that's why both the Trump administration and the Biden administration have looked at pursuing requirements of divestiture.
Is the banning of TikTok in the U.S. inevitable?
I can't believe that they would be able to continue to operate in the manner in which they are long term, yes.
So you see short term, you see a ban as possible, even likely in the short term?
I do believe that that a divestiture, a ban, something will happen to have to address this issue, because it is far too great of a security concern. You're seeing governments beyond just our own ban the use of the TikTok app on their government equipment. That's because they on their own have come to the determination that that app represents a security threat to their nation and to their nation's data. Individuals should be making the same conclusion that this is a risk to them also.
Based on the briefings you receive and without getting into classified information, how much damage has been done to American user data by TikTok?
I think it's more of a vulnerability than damage, but I do think that there is a rising damage that we have to be concerned about that certainly has national security implications. Without
getting into classified information, is there strong evidence that TikTok is spying on American citizens?
I think there's certainly enough evidence that's even public of the structure in which TikTok operates, its relationship with its domestic country of China, its structure on people's phones, and the number of nations that have stepped forward and publicly said that they have concluded it's a national security risk, that there's enough public that people can make that conclusion.
Does the intelligence indicate that the TikTok user data is being shared with or accessed by the Chinese Communist Party?
I really can't go into what the intelligence shows other than those statements that have been made public.
Is there any distinction or separation in your mind between TikTok and the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party?
I believe there's not a separation.
I want to turn now to COVID-19 declassification. President Biden has signed a law on the declassification of the COVID origins intelligence. What will the public learn about these competing theories, an accidental lab leak versus transmission through an infected animal?
Yeah, I think that they're going to see that there is substantial evidence concerning a lab leak, and that there's only speculative evidence with respect to a natural occurrence. And this is going to be very different than what people concluded upon reading the declassified material that the administration has released. This is going to, I think, help people become informed as to really where else the investigations need to go, and that there is significant information that we have that would lead people to the conclusion, as Director Wray has said of the FBI, that it is his conclusion that it would be a lab leak in origin.
In January of 2021, the State Department said several researchers at the Wuhan Institute of Virology had become ill with COVID-like symptoms. And the timing matters because it was the fall of 2019 before the first COVID case was identified. Is it important to know about these researchers who became ill with COVID-like symptoms in 2019 at the Wuhan Institute of Virology and the nature of their work and who they were working for?
I think it's very important for the administration to release the names of individuals who were involved and that may have been in contact in a lab release situation, because it allows the scrutiny, really, and the oversight for people to follow those up. Also, I think they should release the information as to who they were talking to before. What scientists, what experts did they talk to that gave them the ability to say that they think it was of natural occurrence? Those types of names, information, dates, data that have not been made public, I think will allow for greater scrutiny, really, of this whole incident and what the administration needs to do next.
Just to be clear on that point, you're talking about outside scientific advisors who were advising the administration on the origins question. So you're in favor of having that information made public?
Absolutely.
Okay. There was just a meeting between the Chinese and Russian presidents. The Chinese president said that there is a new era of cooperation. They haven't seen changes like this in the last 100 years. What are the national security implications of this growing relationship between China and Russia?
Catherine, I'm glad you're asking this, because I think that the media has skipped over this statement from President Xi of the biggest change in 100 years. That 100 years back, by the way, would be World War I and World War II. And those wars were fought, as you know, about democracy and freedom against authoritarian regimes. So what he's saying here, the translation to us as to how that matches to our values, is President Xi is saying, I want to go to a new era where authoritarian regimes win over democracy and freedom. That's essential for us to double down, and we're going to make certain that we make certain our military is strong, that we rise to this occasion and challenge, and that we ensure that they don't get the change that they're asking for.
Congressman Turner, thank you for speaking with CBS News.
Thanks, appreciate it.